most likely to win the Hunger Games?
We've been going back and forth about this question a lot. We cannot land on a consensus. I think I would do really bad, but then the others said that I would win. I don't know.
You know?
Rachel Zegler.
What's up, nerds? So I'm coming at you today because I wanted to do this article, or read through these articles, and I was going to do this video earlier this this past weekend, but I just got busy. I'm sorry, you guys. But I want to talk about Rachel Zegler because she just recently did an Actors on Actors. I don't know about you guys, but I hate those Actors on Actors. They're so pretentious and everything. But she did it with Halle Bailey, The Little Mermaid, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. But I wanted to talk about Rachel Zegler and everything because it looks like Disney's PR team continues their pathetic attempt at damage control. Because, Rachel Zegler, after bashing the original Snow White movie for not being woke enough, she is now singing its praises. She's singing a little different tune. She's loving it. So the picture I have up there right now is of her as Snow White surrounded by the 7 dwarves who are, they're not even cute. They're just creepy, And she did, this Actors on Actors things, and it says Rachel Zegler. She did it with all Variety and everything. We'll talk about some other stuff. I have a different article, but she said Rachel Zegler says acting with CGI characters on Snow White that was really intense and so much fun. You're singing to nothing. It's great. Yeah, they're all CGI now. Now they're CGI. Because, Peter Dinklage, that asshole, he came out and was all like, we're really doing dwarves in their little cave, and their little cave, and their little songs and everything. And ruin the party for everybody, because now they're doing CGI dwarves instead of hiring little people. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again, everybody wants to talk about marginalized communities, but, little people, they're not getting work now, because Peter Dinklage doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. And that's usually how Hollywood types are. They just ramble on about their nonsense. He talks about it. He talked about it. So I not got on my soapbox enough. Well, you've really stepped on it now on your soapbox, buddy. So speaking of stepping on, your toes or whatever, stepping on it. Rachel Zegler, she said some things, weird. And that's fine. She can say whatever she wants, but it's just weird what she says. So let's go through this article, and then we'll hop over to a different article because we're going to talk about Rachel Zegler and how the hate she's getting. So here she is. So Rachel Zegler opened up for the first time during a discussion for Variety's Actors on Actors presented by Air. I don't even know what Air is. About what it was like working with CGI characters on the set of Disney's upcoming live-action Snow White movie. Zegler is starring as the iconic Disney princess in the film, opposite Gal Gadot's as the evil queen, which she should be paid for every hour that it's streamed on TV, you guys, because she's just so amazing. So it says, back in October, Disney released a first look image from the movie that featured Zegler as Snow White surrounded by 7 dwarves. The image confirmed that the CGI was being used to bring the dwarves to life and not human actors, which led a lot of divisive reactions on social media from Disney fans. That's true. Plus, I thought that the image I thought it was just creepy. The dwarves are just looking creepy with their big bulbous heads and everything. Zegler hasn't weighed in on the public's response to her CGI dwarves, but she did tell fellow Disney princess Halle Bailey, The Little Mermaid, also a flop. What a flopperella that was. During the Actors on Actors discussion, that working with so much CGI on the film, it made her nervous at first. Bailey could understand as she acted opposite many CGI co-stars in The Little Mermaid. And look how well that turned out, you guys. It did horrible. This is an iconic thing that people really care about, Zegler said, taking on Snow White role. I don't want to mess this up for anybody, including myself. I just want to say right now, she's sitting here saying, I don't want to mess this up, but she clearly wants this to be a very feminist movie. And like I said, I don't think she thinks it's gone, woke enough. You know what I'm saying? So, writers and Mark Webb are our entire production team. It's a bit different story-wise. Yeah, it is, because the prince isn't going to kiss you, because no consent. And, I should have got that. I think it's I'll say SNL, but I don't even know. There's a funny skit about how the prince doesn't want to kiss the princess Snow White and wake her up and everything because he doesn't want to get canceled and everything. I was like, it's pretty funny. Maybe I'll add it in later. Anyways, it's a bit different story-wise. We were able to do Whistle While You Work, which made me really happy and excited. I was really nervous more about the technical element. The first look image went out, and there's a lot of CGI in the film. Okay, great. Because the CGI element, Zegler said that she spent most of her day singing alone on set while filming the Whistle While You Work set piece in the 1937 animated film Snow White. Snow White sings Whistle While You Work while she cleans up her... Let's go on to the next part of this. Most of that day was spent singing to nothing, Zegler said. I'm sure you also know how that can be. There was a lot of puppetry and CGI in post. It was really, that's Hollywood, baby, and everything. There's a lot of bloopers of me tossing a broom and letting it fall on the ground because that's apparently how you toss things off of CGI characters, but it's so much fun. Variety previously asked Zegler in the London premiere of The Hunger Games, The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, about the public's response to the CGI dwarves in Snow White, which she replied, I'm just really excited to get to share that movie with everyone in March 2025. We've got a lot of magic up our sleeves. Okay, so I just want to say, like, okay, so now, first off, I'm sorry, Zegler, but you're singing a different tune. Because remember when she was all like...
the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
Super weird.
So we didn't do that this time.
So you seen that, you heard that. So now she's singing a different tune, she's very like humbled by the whole experience and everything. And we'll talk about, so she went from that to this.
It's like a monumental moment in film history.
Yeah.
It was like the first feature-length cartoon movie, to the point where it won honorary Oscars, and all of these amazing things that happened for that film are the reason that you and I really get to sit here today, because it made Disney what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So of course there's like this pressure of being the first one, having to bring to life the first one, and obviously that's come with a lot of pressure that I've put on myself, and also, I mean, much like Hunger Games, there's just a very dedicated group of people who love Disney cartoons. I'm one of them. I love everything that the Disney company has put out in the past 1,000,000 years, 100 years this year. And so
You seen that, you heard that. Okay, so she's a fan, but not if it's that scary Snow White ride at Disneyland. Then she's not a fan of it. She's scared of it. So she's singing a different tune, you know what I'm saying? She's whistling. She's whistling while she works because she needs a job. Remember that, you guys? So let's talk about this now. So it says, Disney Princess Halle Bailey, Rachel Zegler bond over dealing with trolls not worth the time and energy.
You're a victim. Here we go, CSI.
Here we go, CSI. So let's check out their victimhood status, because you know how it is in Hollywood. If fans don't love it, you're the victim. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's read this article. So it says, actress reflected on the online harassment they've experienced in their casting as Ariel and Snow White remakes, with both agreeing that the gratitude for representation outweighs the negativity. Because that's all it's about. It's about representation. And don't get me wrong. Like, I didn't like The Little Mermaid. You can check out my review, you guys, if you want. I'll leave it in the iCard section. But I thought Little Mermaid was terrible. And if you would have changed out the white girl, out Halle Bailey for a white girl, it still would have been terrible, because it was a trash movie. So, of how Bailey, 23, navigated the racist backlash surrounding her cast. See, and that's the thing. If you say you don't like Halle Bailey as Ariel, you're racist. Like, and Zegler, if you don't like her as Snow White, you're racist. It doesn't matter that it's a dog shit movie. I mean, like, I'm sorry, Little Mermaid was bad. It was a flopperella. You didn't see it. Nobody saw it, okay? I think it made like a little over 500 million worldwide. That's not a success these days. But I mean, maybe it's a success, but they were banking on that to be $1 billion movie, and it was not. It was not. In fact, I think it's the only live action Disney princess movie that didn't make $1 billion. So what does that say for you? Let's see. Casting as the first Black Ariel. You proved them wrong with grace, Zegler 22 said at the latest segment of Variety's Actors on Actors, which dropped Thursday. I was so inspired by the way that you handled anybody who had anything bad to say about it. I don't think so. Like, she did at the beginning, but then she kind of like just leaned into the whole, it's because I'm black and everything. And it's like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Nobody cares about that shit. If you would have made a good movie and didn't make it look bad, then people probably would have liked it. Did you ever let it affect you at all? She asked. You definitely didn't publicly. Of course, Bailey conceded. I mean, we're sensitive. We're human beings. I get my feelings hurt if my cat doesn't want to sit next to me. I'm the same way, Zegler offered. Okay. Like, this is the thing. I do kind of feel bad a little bit for Halle Bailey because I do find her very charming. Before The Little Mermaid came out, I'm talking about Halle Bailey now. But when before The Little Mermaid came out, I thought she was very charming and everything. And now she's still charming, but it's like, you know, everybody wants to just be like, oh, you know, you don't like it. You're racist and everything. It's like right now, Rachel Zegler, I don't care if you're Latina. I just think that you did a shitty thing, okay? So, I mean, like, you know, you said a lot of stupid stuff, and you have to deal with it, honey. Let's see, that's why Bailey added, that's what people don't realize. We're granted amazing opportunities and able to be seen on a massive screens, but there is a dissociation. People start taking you away from being a real human, being that he has feelings and reacts. Yeah, because you're a well-paid human. However, it turned out that most of the beautiful lessons to block any naysayers or negativity out. See, and that's the best thing. Like, listen, I'm gonna go to the next little thing here, but that's the best thing I would say, to just block people out. You don't have to deal with that nonsense. And I mean, like, I totally get that situation to block. I don't block anybody because I'm like, what? Say whatever you want. I don't care. Choose thankfulness and gratefulness to choosing peace, Zegler added. Which she doesn't. She responds to crap. She is like, I'm sorry, but she wants to act like she's just so great and amazing and awesome. But I'm sorry, she's so wrong, and I don't feel bad for you at all. I like it was before. Like,
Here we go, CSI.
Here we go, CSI, you victim. Okay, so it says, sorry. As much as you like to remind people verbally that being in the spotlight doesn't absolve you from your humanity, that you're allowed to have human moments, it doesn't necessarily do what you want to do. It fuels them more. And I was going to play that clip and everything, but I'm just going to say it like you get to be human, but that doesn't mean that you don't get to answer for what you say. I mean, come on. I mean, you said it was weird and that the prince was a stalker. That wasn't what the studio told you to say. You said that on your own. You know, the whole thing where Gal Gadot's like, she's not going to be saved by the prince. That was probably, they're like, hey, make sure you mention that she's not going to. And when she's like, you know, she's fighting for what her dad taught her to be fair, brave, and true and everything. And it's like, okay, like those were talking points that the studio put out there and you just repeated them. So it says, stay grateful, ignore the hate, Bailey added, which, I mean, I think that Bailey has mostly ignored it. Rachel Zegler, I don't think so, but whatever. Let's see. Bailey called Zegler the perfect princess in a tweet after she shared a message about nonsensical discord surrounding her casting. And that was just, you know, there was a bunch of pictures of her as a little girl dressed up as a Disney princess. And, you know, it's fine and everything, but you know, I just want to say, like, you can't, you know, you want to go from humble, or you want to go from being sassy and cocky to being humble all of a sudden. It's like, okay, fine. But I just want to say, like, you want to be that way? That's fine. Do your thing, girl. But I'm not going to see your movie. So, and I mean, like, I have a daughter, and I can tell you right now, she's not going to be interested in this because it's live action, and she's just not interested in that stuff. But even if she wanted to go, I'm paying the bill, so I don't want to see it. So I'm not going to take her. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of good to see that she's all like, whatever. But I mean, you just can't go from weird to, I'm just really grateful to have this opportunity. It's like, are you though? Are you? All right, you guys. Well, that's all I got for you guys. Tell me, what do you guys think about all of this? How do you feel about Rachel Zegler, giving her 2 cents at this actors on actors thing? Do you think that this was a good choice for her to do this? Or do you think it's just going to be like, people just don't see it as genuine? I think it's, like I said before, I think it's just spin. I think it's just the Disney PR team just being all like, they're just doing damage control. And like I said before, before she was like, this movie isn't woke enough, and now she's singing its praises. Like I said before, she's whistling while she works because she needs a job. But tell me what you guys think about this. Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I'll see you guys on my next video. You guys have a good day. Bye.